instead of doing the quick and dirty way that we did last week for this new way, or just a more precise way, we're going to use a little bit of math. So I'm still going to do a half drop on the top and a brick on the bottom here. But this time, when I make my rectangle, I'm going to make it a specific measurement. So with my rectangle tool, and remember, tools hide under other tools, so I had the star tool out, and I want to switch it back to the rectangle tool, so I just click and hold on a tool. And now, to make a rectangle that is a precise amount of inches or pixels or whichever, you just click once. Click, and this rectangle control panel comes up, and we can type in, you know, maybe it's 5 inches, number luck 5, there we go, by 3 inches, and okay, and it has made a precise rectangle. Let me give that a better color. Oops. So then I'm going to grab my stars again and try to arrange some stars. And remember, the brick gets divided vertically. So right off the bat, I might just drag in that guide. Remember, you get your rulers out by going to View, Rulers, Show Rulers. Normally it says Show if your rulers aren't out, and then you get guides by clicking and dragging on the rulers. And if I have this rectangle selected, then I should be able to snap directly to the center. And let me zoom in on that guy and draw some stars. So anything that goes off of the bottom left here, anything that goes off the bottom left is going to come back on to the top right, and vice versa. And anything that goes off the side is going to come directly across to the other side, just like we did in the straight repeat. So just copy and paste some of these.
Sorry, what is the keyboard on the Mac, like Command Paste?
It's Command V.
Command V.
Yeah, Command C, Command V. I am actually duplicating these by holding down Alt, which is, I believe, the same on the Mac. If you hold down Alt and then click and drag on an object, it makes a second one. So that's just a little pro tip. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I just have a few going off the edge here because I'm just demonstrating really quickly. I'm going to split all of these. Again, I want my background square to be solid, so I'm going to duplicate it. Edit, copy, edit, paste, or Command C, Command V. And, well, paste is probably not as good as Command F, which is paste in front, which would put it like exactly where it is, and you know that. Now, this pasted on front, I'm not sure why, but we can send it to the back really easily. So to arrange things in stacks on Photoshop, you're going to right click and choose Arrange, right? Things don't work in layers on Photoshop. I mean, they can. You can have layers and have things on different layers, but on each layer, all of the objects work in stacks. So Arrange, and I can choose Send to Back, and that's going to send it all the way to the back. Send backwards is only going to send it like one step at a time backwards, which isn't that helpful. I mean, it can be if you are working in a very specific pile, but okay, so then I choose all of them. I keep moving it. So I'm going to choose just one of the backgrounds and then hold Shift, and I'm going to choose the stars that I divided. that are on the edge. I don't need to choose these center stars because they're not on the edge of my tile. So I don't really need to divide them. And I can just choose divide in my Pathfinder tools. And it like brought the stack one step forward. I really keep moving it and I don't want to. So I'm hitting Command or Control Z every time I move it by accident. And then I select it and right click ungroup. And now we again have all of these outside pieces, but instead of, I am actually going to delete this background. Instead of moving them by clicking and dragging on them, I'm going to select them and choose right click on them and choose transform, move. So I made this rectangle a specific size, and I can actually check, as long as my rectangle is still solid and I haven't divided it, done that function where I can carve it up, I can check up here by selecting on it what size I actually made the rectangle. So this shape, we know because this rectangle is 5 inches by 3 inches, we know that this shape has to move to the left 5 inches exactly. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. And to do that, we can right click, transform, and choose move. And now we can type in a specific distance. So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm just gonna type into this horizontal vertical position. You could also type a distance and then choose an angle. But I happen to know that this works the same as Euclidean geometry, where, you know, it's on a grid and y is positive and negative, up and down, top is positive and the bottom is negative, and then horizontal, the left is negative and the right is positive. So if we want to move this to the left 5 inches, we have to move it negative 5 inches. And I like to type the units in there. Yours might be set up where it doesn't show inches, and we can talk about how to change that too, maybe during in class project time. So negative 5 inches, hit OK, and there it is, bam, it's perfectly moved across. No futzing with anything. So this guy, and if we were doing a straight repeat, you could see how this guy, we would just move it 3 inches up. But instead, we're gonna move it 3 inches up and then 2.5 inches over, because 2.5 is half of 5, and it's a half brick. So everything moves over half of it. Everyone watching? Cool. Maybe. And again, just right click on it, transform, move, and this time horizontally it's going to the right, so that's positive, and it's going to be 2.5, and it's going to go vertically 3 inches, and it disappeared. Oh, I got something wrong. It moved down 3 inches. I suppose if I did 3 last time, I should try -3 now. Thank you for your tip. That's an excellent choice. Yes, so my preview is wrong. You can do this on all the transformations. So we're gonna do negative. I guess it's not Euclidean. Negative is vertical, but there it is in its correct spot, and we can hit OK. And the same thing with this one, but we're just going to reverse the direction of the of the vertical. All right. And then if we select all of it and choose Object Pattern Make, choose a brick, there it is. So can you guys see how we would do that on the half drop too? Okay. I'll leave it up to you. You can ask me for questions later. Okay.